Hi everyone, it's Tameka Montgomery here this week from Why Not Me, and I decided to do something a little different this week. So today I want to just give you a short video as a follow-up to last week's blog. So if you remember last week, I blogged about how your child's idea may be the inspiration for a family business. And in that blog, I talked about Nulus and the mom, Lena, and how she and her 3 children started a great little business. And so today I want to share with you kind of part 2, another story. And the mom, her name is Rachel Martinez. And back in around 2013 or 2014, she and her 2 sons, her son Sebastian was 5 at the time, and Brandon was 7. And so they were watching a television show, and on the show it was featuring a little girl and her father. And the girl had drawn some fish on some flip-flops, some sandals, and she said, "Look, Daddy, fish flops." And so that little phrase from this little girl started that father on a journey with his daughter of a small business. And so they built a small business selling fish flops. And so when Rachel was watching that, she thought, wow, that's interesting. And at that time, when Sebastian was 5 years old, he was obsessed with socks, she said. He loved socks. And so when she heard that, she said, "Sebastian, would you like to design your own socks?" And he was like, yeah. So she got out a piece of paper, and Sebastian began to draw out a sock, and Rachel had kind of drawn out the figure of a sock, and she cut it out for him, and he designed it. And then he said, "Mommy, can I put the sock on?" And naturally it's paper, so he really couldn't put it on. But that got Rachel thinking, like, well, maybe there's an opportunity here to sell these socks, or socks designed by kids. And that really was the start of their business, which is called Are You Kidding? So Are You Kidding is a sock company designed by kids, made by kids. So socks designed by kids and made for kids. And through this experience, her sons, Sebastian and Brandon, now 3-4 years later, they are now 9 and 11 years old. And from the start, they've been engaged in the process of helping to design the socks and to sell and promote those socks. Before this experience, Rachel had no business experience, but she was able to tap into her network and kind of figure it out. And today, Are You Kidding is actually Rachel's full-time focus on growing and building the business. And Brandon and Sebastian are just as involved as they were previously, in a way that's appropriate, obviously, for a 9 and 11-year-old. So they help to sell their socks and talk about their business. And so Rachel shared with me a few things that this experience has really taught her kids that I thought was such a great experience for these young boys. And one of the things she shared is because of this experience, her boys have really learned to be able to speak to anyone about their business. When they go out and sell the socks, her children have no fear in going up to people and saying, "Hey, come and check out these socks that my brother and I designed." And so kind of that sales approach it's something that they've developed early on. The other thing that Rachel said, that she's really proud that her kids have learned a lesson about rejection, because as you know, as a business owner, every person is not going to buy your product or service. And so oftentimes what may prevent us from going out and pursuing business could be that fear of rejection. And so at this early age, her sons have already experienced rejection, the lesson of rejection. And what she teaches them is just to smile and move on to the next person. And they've been able to do that. And then another third lesson that her children have learned through this process is that they are now philanthropists. And they are excited about being philanthropists. Their company partners with a national charitable organization where they give a percentage of the sales to that organization. And so the kids see themselves as philanthropists. In fact, the mayor of their city actually gave them a commendation for all of the charitable works that they've done. The other thing that when I was asking Rachel and I said, what advice would you give parents as they're thinking about, especially as we're coming up on summer, what are ways to get our kids excited about business? And the thing that she said was, find your child's passion. And that passion could be the thing that leads to a business idea. And so for Rachel, her son's passion was socks at that time. And she was able to figure out a way to turn his passion for socks into a business that he could be excited about. And so that's one piece of advice that she gave. And then the other piece of advice was that help your child to sell something that's of value, something that people will want, because that helps the child build a successful business. And so the last thing that Rachel said, and I think it's so important and is a big takeaway for me as I'm helping my boys with their business, and what she said was just make it fun. You know, as parents, like she said, our goal is to find that thing that our child really likes, but at the end of the day, we just want to make it fun for them so that they'll want to continue with it. And so that's it for this week. I encourage you to visit my website, why-not.me. Check out the previous post that I mentioned on whether or not your child's idea could be the inspiration for a new idea, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye-bye.